Hey friends, welcome back. It's great to see you. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Courtney, and I've got Nyx and Phyrra, my two standard poodles, hanging out in the room with me. Nyx very clearly wants to be in the middle of the camera. She wants to be on camera and film. And I guess she's going to be helping me today as I declutter my foundation collection. I was going to just do this on my own, and then a couple people mentioned that they'd be really interested in seeing how I declutter my foundations. So we're going to go through this together. I'm actually going to take off my necklace while I'm doing this because I prefer to match my foundation to my neck and my chest, not my face. I have no makeup on today, but I do have lash extensions, so that's why my eyes look fabulous. So as I mentioned, I'm going to be basically seeing which of these foundations match my chest, and the ones that I like that match my chest I'm going to keep. The ones that don't match I'm going to put into my giveaway pile. Part of the reason I'm doing this is I kind of feel like nothing matches me right now. I almost feel like my skin looks better with no foundation and just my Danessa Myricks Prism FX lotion on top. So anyway, I'm going to swatch the KVD Light 41 Neutral on my chest. See where it is. This is not a product that I would wear anyways because of the fact that it's so full coverage, and I do not need full coverage. And in the past, this is blended into the back of my hand perfectly. I do not feel that's the case right now. I feel like when I look at it, it looks like it's too, almost look like it's too gray pink on me. I don't know. And let me turn my lights all the way, that's with my ring light off. I have ambient light on, but here it is. And I don't know, I feel like I can tell it's off and it looks like it's a little gray pink on me, but maybe that's just me. And I'm just using a Pixie Makeup Melting Cleansing Cloth to remove this foundation. Because I have pale skin, redness shows up really easily, and I have rosacea, so I have a lot of surface redness. This is the Huda Beauty FauxFilter Foundation in the shade Milkshake. So part of the reason that I feel like full coverage does not look good on me is that I have such a weird undertone. I feel like it's very difficult to match my undertone. And so if it's full coverage, it looks more like a mask and less like less like your skin. I feel like this matches me perfectly even though it's full coverage. I can sit there and rub it out and feel like it's a good match with my skin tone. The only reason I really dislike this foundation is number one, because it's so full coverage, and number two, the smell. I find the smell of this foundation is just disgusting and it lingers. So while I love the fact that it is a cruelty-free and vegan foundation, the smell really bothers me. But the shade, spot on. Or I feel like this looks spot on. Like I said, I have my ring light completely off. I only have the ambient lights that are above me and the side lights, filler lights in the back. Nothing shining directly on me so you can see it. And I just feel like that matches me perfectly. I'm going to do the Idun Minerals Nordic Veil Foundation next. This is another foundation that I find to be too full coverage for my taste. That's why I have to thin it out. Alright, I put it right here and blended it out. I feel like it blends into my skin tone pretty well. I don't know why it looks like they're a little weird. There we go. Black flecks. Black flecks. But yeah, I feel like the Idun Minerals Nordic Veil Foundation in Jorunn is a good match for my skin tone. I feel like it blends in really well. And I'll do the Norse Skin, which is the more dewy version of their foundation, here in the middle. And I'm just blending this out because I have even a small dot seems to go a really long way. Really, the only disappointing color that I have from Idun Minerals is their Tinted Moisturizing Day Cream, and that's because Extra Light in this is just so much darker than the Norskin or Nordic Veil. And I don't know, I hope you can see, like when I blend this in, it's just a little bit deeper than my skin tone. Well, actually, no, that blended in pretty nice. All right, I reversed my opinion. I feel like this actually looks pretty good. The only problem I have with it then is probably the fact that I have so much surface redness from my rosacea. That's probably why I feel like it looks off on my face. So I am keeping those three. This is the Laura Geller Filter First Foundation, and the shade is Ivory. It's the lightest shade that was offered at the time of launch. And I know this is the wrong color for me. Hopefully you can see that on camera. It's deeper than my skin tone and kind of brown in comparison. Yeah, to me it just looks like I have a streak of like light beigey brown foundation on. Like this is all my skin around it. This is the patch of the Filter First. We're gonna try Flower Beauty's Light Illusion Foundation in the shade Porcelain L1. So it should be like the lightest shade in this line. And hopefully you can see like on camera, but this is deeper and like sort of like peachy orangey, so definitely darker than my skin tone. All right, so yeah, the Light Illusion, darker than my skin tone, unfortunately. Gonna go in my giveaway pile. Next is the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation SPF 20, and I have the shade LC1, Light Cool 1. I really do like the bottle and like the doe foot applicator for this one. I just, again, unhappy with the shade because the shade does not match me. This is, in my opinion, like deeper than my skin tone. Not by much. I might just have to add a little bit of white. No, yeah, it is. It's way... Hopefully you can see how basically it looks really dark and pink here, which is right where I put the foundation. And like the rest of my skin is not dark and pink. This is the CoverGirl TruBlend in L1. It's for fair porcelain skin. This one's definitely very yellow undertoned, which I like because I tend to feel like cool yellow works well on me. Yeah, this one blends into my skin tone pretty well, I think. Yeah, I feel like that blends in pretty well. It doesn't look like it's obvious. This is the BECCA Skin Love Foundation, and I picked up the shade Linen. And of course, I'm having one of those days. All right, so this is Linen. I think the color match is fine. I remember hating the formula on this though, so it's one of those I need to like do a wear test. I remember being so disappointed with these. These are the Too Faced Peach Perfect foundations, and I actually have the shades Swan and Snow, so I'm going to swatch them both for you, but if I remember correctly, neither of them look great on me. This is Swan. And it's a little bit deeper than my skin tone. Yeah, it's very obvious right here. It doesn't blend in. And I believe this one oxidizes and breaks me out. So this is definitely going to go in the giveaway pile. And let's get Snow over here. Yeah, I feel like the overtone looks off in both Swan and Snow, so they're gonna go into my giveaway pile. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Porcelain Beige. And I don't remember if this one matches or not, so. I feel like this matches. I feel like it does a good job blending in and kind of covering up the pink, but now I can't tell if it's also like slightly too pink or if it works. So let's put it right here. I'm like really utilizing my skin. Yeah, actually I feel like this one's a pretty good match. Okay, so Porcelain Beige is gonna stick around. I knew I liked Porcelain Sand when I tried that in another formula. This is the Smashbox Studio Skin 15-Hour Wear Hydrating Foundation in the shade 0.1. And I feel like this has kind of been like my go-to foundation. It's the one that I feel like matches the best right now of everything. Yeah, I feel like that just blends into my skin seamlessly. This is Born This Way foundation in Cloud. I feel like Cloud is a pretty good match. If anything, it might be a hair pink, but I feel like it just blends in very seamlessly right there, so that's a good one. This is the Tarte Double Duty Shape Tape Hydrating Foundation in the shade Porcelain. I do love this little like doe foot thing. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, actually, I think that looks okay. Or at least wearable. I really need to do a wear test video with every single foundation that I keep just to have an updated one. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation in the shade Fair. I believe they make a paler shade of this now, but at the time when I bought it, this was what they had, so I gave it a try. It's a little like darker and slightly peachier, I think. It looks a little strange. Well, maybe not. Yeah, I think it's just a little bit too dark for me. It's gonna go in my donate pile. This is the Cover FX Total Cover Cream Foundation in the shade N0. Yeah, I still feel like this looks like a perfect match for me. It just blends into my skin seamlessly and it'll cover up the redness. Yeah, it's a really good match. Love this one, it's totally staying. Next up is the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation in the shade 0.5. I know this is too dark and pink for me. I know it oxidizes even darker, but we're gonna put it on anyways. It starts off looking like it's gonna be wonderful. It's right here. I'm going to leave this right here so you can see as it oxidizes darker and darker as I go on to the next thing. I have the Mizon BB cream here. This is SPF 32. It's very cool tone. I think it's a little bit darker than my skin tone, but not by much. I feel like I can blend it in pretty well. think it's gonna look weird in a minute is the problem. Yeah, so the Urban Decay, which I left right here, is getting darker and pinker. I don't know if you can tell that. And yeah, I'm really pink right here from all of the rubbing I've been doing with everything. The Urban Decay is going into my giveaway pile. I'm gonna keep the Maison just because I want to like wear it a couple times. Like, see, this looks okay right here, but I feel like when I move funny, I can see like pink. So I don't know, I want to give it a try on my face a couple times. This is the NYX Total Control Drops in the shade Pale, which is like a pale yellow. I found that this color worked really well for me, but the formula freaking hates my skin. It is not good for dry skin like mine. Yeah, like if you look, the color blends in very nicely with my skin tone, very seamlessly. I'm gonna keep it for color matching, but the formula, no, the formula hates my skin. This is the Jouer Essential High Coverage Cream in the shade Pearl. It's a little bit like deeper and like maybe beigey yellow. Like, it's just deeper than my skin tone, I think, is the problem. Like, the undertone seems to be good, just it's a little bit too dark for me. Hopefully you can see like the patch right there. It's gonna go into my donate pile. This is BH Cosmetics Liquid Foundation in the shade Ivory. I'd say the colors maybe a touch dark if it oxidizes, otherwise it looks like a really good match. I'm gonna keep this one around and give it a test. See what we're, oh no, it's already, I'll still try it and see what I think of it, but. This is the Model's Own foundation stick in shade 1, and I am already gonna tell you it's terrible. It's just like pure white, even though it doesn't look like it necessarily will be, but it is not good. It's just white. So it's gonna go in my giveaway pile. This is Julep 5-in-1 Color Correction or Cushion Complexion 5-in-1 Skin Perfector with Turmeric, and the shade I have is Alabaster. I feel like that looks like a really good match. It might be a touch pink, but otherwise I feel like it looks really, really good, so I'm keeping that one. Next is Rituel de Fille, and the color is NYX. I bought this solely because my dog has the name NYX. Well, that, and I like indie brands. Yeah, I feel like this is a perfect shade match on my skin tone because it just blends in. Yeah, see, it just kind of like blends in perfectly right here. Definitely keeping this one. This is the Danessa Myricks Vision Cover Cream in the shade N1. This is a super thick product. And I feel like it blends in pretty well with my skin tone. I think it's a pretty good match, so I'm keeping N1. This is IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Breakout Full Coverage Treatment Concealer in Fair. I think this is too dark for my skin tone. It just looks weird. This is going into my giveaway pile. This is the IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Compact SPF 50 shade Fair. So we're going to see how this looks. And it's definitely too dark for my skin tone. You can see it like right there, hopefully. Gonna go in my giveaway pile. I feel like we're making a ton of progress with this. I'm really working through my foundations and feeling good about it. I have the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Waterproof Concealer in the shade 10 Light Fair. I think this is one of their newer shades. It's supposed to actually be better shade range. So we're popping this on my chest. Ooh, this is a super thick product. I do think it's a match for me though, so I'm keeping it. This is the IT Cosmetics Illuminating CC Cream in the shade Fair. And it's too dark for me. And if I remember, this one like oxidizes weird too. This is Silk Naturals HD Cream Foundation in the shade N10. This one looks like it's a perfect match for my chest. Like right here, looks great. Oh, so I have something I know you guys are gonna wanna see. I have 3 different versions of the Glossier Perfecting Skin Tint. I have the new one, which is G12, that I am absolutely hoping is a better match for my skin tone. Oh my God. So I just opened this up and the bottle spilled all over my pants and my desk. Like the top came out. Oh, this is such a mess. I'm so upset about this. I never had that problem with their previous bottle designs. It's just like the top just completely came off. That's so disappointing and so messy. Oh my God. Oh my. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to contact Glossier about the fact that the new bottle design literally just popped off and spilled over half the bottle on me. Like that is a design flaw. I've never had that problem with the previous, oh my gosh, Nyx, with the previous bottles. I'm sorry, baby. Get on the bed, come on. Okay, I'm trying to make sure this top is not gonna pop off on me again if I touch it. I really did not enjoy getting foundation spilled all over me. That fucking sucked. All right, so what I wanted to do was compare the 3 shades for you because they're all different. And then I'll put them on my body. So this is G12, the newest shade in the Glossier formula, and I feel like it works really well with my skin tone. I like this really, really light formula though, which I know is not everyone's cup of tea. I just recently bought the light Claire before this most recent change happened. And it looks like this one is a little more neutral toned than the new one. I feel like the new one's a little deeper. Or sorry, the new one's a little lighter. The old one's a little deeper. And then I've got the oldest shade here, the original shade. Which is darker. So each time that they've re-released the formula, they've made the lightest shade lighter, which is good in my opinion. Obviously I'm keeping the new one and decluttering the old one. That Glossier spilling all over the place made a mess. It got all over my desk, my pants, my hands, my rings, like everything. I'm gonna have to change my clothes after this. Who knew that swatching would be so dangerous and deadly as to make a mess? Now, sadly, I don't have the old Glossier Stretch Concealer in Light to compare. I used to own that one, but I decluttered it, I believe. This is the new G12. And it's too dark and pink. Like literally, I just needed to put on a tiny spot to see that it's making me more pink. So no. Not for me. That sucks. That's unfortunate. I'm going to keep it for now because I want to review it and kind of bitch about their shade range. So I'm keeping it, but for review purposes. This is the Face Atelier Ultra Skin Foundation in the shade 1. I think it blends in pretty seamlessly. It's maybe a little deeper than I like normally, just because I feel like I usually like stuff to be kind of brightening, but I feel like it matches fairly well. And I like the brand Face Atelier. I'm butchering the name, I'm sure, because it's French and I have not looked up the proper way to say it. This is the Cargo Swimmables Foundation in the shade 10. Oh, this is an excellent shade match. I really, really love this match. Hopefully you can see, it just blends in seamlessly. This is PY.T Beauty's Concealer in Fair Neutral. Yeah, this is a great match for my skin tone. I feel like it just blends out like nothing. This is Cosette Beauty Foundation in C1. Yeah, I feel like this is a beautiful, perfect match for my skin. Look at that. Yeah, I think that looks beautiful. Love, 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 love this color. I wish this was available in a liquid formula because the color is so good. This is the Ordinary Serum Foundation. Yeah, Serum Foundation in 1 INS. It looks like it's initially a good match right now. It's been so long since I've worn this, but I feel like I remember it turning like it oxidized a little bit. But otherwise, I think like right now while it's wet, it looks like it's a great match. This is the Clay Cosmetics Essence Air Cushion SPF 50 Cushion Foundation, and the shade is Light. Oh, I love the formula on this, but actually you can see it blends in pretty well like right here to cover up. That's one of the ones I think I'm going to toss, but I might repurchase, and I'm going to put it in my list of products that I like because I remember loving the foundation. This is the Nude Sticks Nudies Tinted Blur Stick in the shade Light 1. Now this one I'm going to put on, it's a little too pink for my taste, but it blends in pretty well with my skin tone. It's just a little too pink. And I've repurchased it twice, so I just really like the light sheer formula, and it's so hard to find sheer formulas, in my opinion, that match my skin tone. This is the Buxom Show Some Skin Foundation in the shade Tickle the Ivory, which is a very pale neutral. I feel like this one blends in seamlessly, perfectly, beautifully, and looks great. And I know in the past I felt like it was too dark, but to me that looks perfect. This is the Body Shop's foundation, the Matte Clay Skin Clarifying Foundation in the shade Peruvian Lily. If I remember correctly, this is a good shade match, just not good formula for me. Yeah, I feel like that matches pretty well, blends in pretty well. This is the Natasha Denona Face Glow Foundation in the shade 10. I feel like this one matches pretty well. I'm gonna keep it, put it in my to keep pile. So this is Perfect Beauty's Skin Perfection Broad Spectrum SPF 30 in Luminous, and it's a 10 in 1. I think the shade color is Luminous. Yeah, this is unfortunately just too dark for me. It's a really nice formula, but the color is terrible. It's like, I don't know if you can see, but it kind of looks peachy brown on my chest. This is Foam Facial Enhancer. I actually love this because it really is one of the few shade adjusting products that seems to work on a wide variety of skin tones. I can put this on myself, my friend Jessie, and my friend Corinne, and it will work for all three of our skin tones. We're all fair complected, but very different shades of fair. But it starts out white and then it blends down to match perfectly. Hopefully you can see I put it right there and it's just blending in with my skin. This is Luscious Cosmetics Camera Ready Stick in 000 Porcelain. That looks like it's a pretty good match. Don't know about the formula though. It looks like it's a pretty good match, but I don't know about the formula. This is the ColourPop No Filter Foundation in the shade Fair 05. And I know I have never worn this, so. I would say that 5 looks like it's a good match for my skin tone. I would say the 5 looks like it's a good match for my skin tone. I mean, obviously you can see where it blends into my boobs down here pretty seamlessly. Up here it's more visible because I have all the redness. Like I'm creating surface redness by every time I, wipe off foundations. So yeah, I'm gonna keep the ColourPop and actually try wearing it to see what I think of it. This is the Tarte Creaseless Concealer in the shade Porcelain Sand. I really, really, really love this color. I feel like this is kind of like my perfect foundation color from Tarte, but they don't have it in a foundation as far as I know. But this to me just blends in perfectly, way better than Porcelain Beige or Porcelain with my skin tone. So like this color to me is like perfect. Totally keeping it. This is the Hourglass Vanish Steam Stick in the shade Blanc. I know on my face that this one I feel like is too pink, but we shall see what it looks like on my chest. Yeah, I feel like the tone is, or I feel like the depth is correct, but the tone is a little off because it just looks pink to me. So I'm going to put this into my giveaway pile. Okay, so this is Makeup Revolution's Fast Base Stick in the shade F1. And I would say this one's a pretty good match for my skin tone. I don't remember what I thought of the formula, but I'm going to go ahead and keep this one in my stash. It matches pretty well. What do you think? You can see it right there in my chest. This is Kevyn Aucoin's Sensual Skin Enhancer in shade 2. This is one of those, I let somebody shade match me at the makeup show on my cheek, and it is definitely not the right color, but I want to swatch it for you before I put it in my giveaway pile. So 2 is just a little, like a little bit deeper than my skin tone. Not by a lot, just a little bit. This is Tarte's Amazonian Clay Foundation in the shade Fair Honey. And I'm just going to dust a little bit here. I feel like it's hard to tell whether it matches or not. I feel like this powder matches when used sparingly on me, so I'm going to keep it. This is Vapor Atmosphere Luminous Foundation in the shade 090. I don't know what shade that is, but that's what the number says, 090. So I'm going to presume this is a fairly light color. No, it's actually a little bit, I don't know. Looks like it's a little deeper than my skin tone. Not by much. Or maybe it's just that it has like a little bit more of a peach tone to it. I'm gonna try this one more time because there's. Yeah, I feel like it just has like a weird peach color to it that just makes it like too saturated for my skin tone or something. I don't know. I don't think it looks right. This is It Cosmetics Bye Bye Redness Neutralizing Correcting Cream, and the color is Transforming Porcelain Beige. That's what it looks like. So I'm gonna try this. Yeah, unfortunately, this is just too deep for my skin tone, so I'm going to put it in my giveaway pile. This is Cargo 1 base, and I have the shade 1. Pretty certain this is going to be, yeah, this is too dark for my skin tone. I wish it wasn't. Yeah, it's going to go into my giveaway pile. Oh, I keep this NARS Siberia. This is the NARS Velvet Matte Foundation Stick in Siberia. I keep this around for just shade matching because Siberia was one of the matches I had forever, but NARS is not cruelty-free. And see, I feel like when I blend Siberia out, it just, like the stick formula looks like it's my skin. It looks flawless. Like the color match is flawless. So that's why I'm holding on to this product. This is the Hot Makeup Foundation Stick in the shade NP30. I feel like this is just a little peach on me. Like it's a little too peach for my skin tone, which sucks because I really like the formula. This is Pixie's Concealer and Cream. I feel like this looks like it's a good match, so I'm going to keep it. This is a Luminaire Moisturizing Foundation in the shade Alabaster. Oh, I forgot. This is such a good shade match. Yes, I'm totally keeping this. It's such a good shade match. Haven't worn it in forever, but clearly I should fix that. This is Pure Foundation Stick in the shade Light Porcelain. I feel like the color matches, but this formula is really draggy and hard to blend out. I'm gonna put it into my giveaway pile because I don't like the formula. This is Tarte Clay Stick Foundation in Fair Neutral. Yeah, I feel like this might be like a hair too dark, but the undertone is spot on perfect because I feel like it just blends in seamlessly, like all the way down. Might be a little bit too dark, but I think, yeah, the undertone is perfect. This is Nude Sticks Light 1 Concealer. And this like is the right depth for my skin, but it's slightly too pink because I feel like it makes it look more pink. This is Aromalee's foundation in the shade Alabaster. I feel like this is a good shade match. This is LA Girl Pro Concealer in Porcelain. And it's a little bit too dark and peachy for my skin tone, so I'm gonna put it into my giveaway pile. This is NYX Got You Covered in Alabaster. Okay, so the color is a perfect match. Yeah, it perfectly matches. And I think the last thing in my pile that I'm going to swatch today is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Foundation Stick in Warm Alabaster. And I feel like the shade match is good in this one, but the formula sucks for me, so I'm gonna put it in my donate pile. Okay, so that took me about 2.5 hours to get through swatching and trying on and decluttering these foundations. So I feel like I've amassed quite a pile to put in my giveaway drawer. I feel like I've amassed quite a pile of stuff to give away. I have a good amount of stuff to like go through, test again, do wear test again to see if I want to keep it or not. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this whole process with me. How do you declutter your foundations? Be sure to let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share. I love it when you share my videos. It makes my day and it really helps me out here on YouTube because it tells YouTube that my videos are worth watching, and then sometimes they show them to my subscribers. Anyway, thanks for watching and I'll see you in my next video.